What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's YouTube video. It is a summer shredding update, and we are currently 43 days in. So I started a little short form series on Instagram and TikTok and even YouTube Shorts, but I realized it was honestly just a lot. It didn't feel very informative. It felt super repetitive. So we're gonna go ahead and do weekly updates instead. But I did start that on March 18th, and now it is April 30th, so we're 43 days into the 90-day shred, but it'll probably only end up being like 60 days as well because I'm feeling pretty lean, and my goal was around 160, currently sitting around 165. I'll go over that after the workout, but things are going well. It's a little bit after 6 a.m., still pretty dark outside, and I've also made one slight change. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some morning cardio or morning steps. I don't call what I do cardio. I technically say I don't do any cardio on my cuts because all I do are steps. I aim for 12 to 15,000 steps a day. The more the merrier. I think I got like 18,000 on Monday, but the biggest thing there is averaging throughout the week about 12 to 15,000. I'm gonna start my day with some steps. So I used to start my day just sitting at my desk doing some work, but I do have enough things to edit, also work on emails, client calls, or not client calls, client programs, things like that I can do on the walking pad, right? When I do check-ins or calls, I actually want to be seated, but when I can do other busy work, I want to be walking. And there's nothing special about fasted cardio. So all I have so far is my vitamins, my multivitamin, fish oil, and then I have some water over there in the corner. There's nothing special about doing fasted cardio because I will still go to the gym about 2 hours from now. I'm simply just doing that out of convenience, and I'll go ahead and have my rice cakes and peanut butter before I head to the gym because I want my carbs for the workout, not so much just for some steps in the morning. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this back, go ahead and lift the desk. This is one of my favorite parts, is just press this number, boom, starts to rise, which is great. So we'll go ahead and get after some steps this morning, hammer water, at least 1, if not 2 full bottles of water. And then as I do some work at the computer, and I'll touch base with you guys when we do the rice cakes before we head to the gym. We got back and shoulders today. Now it's time for a pre-workout meal. We got rice cakes, peanut butter, and banana. This absolutely elite combo, cannot recommend it enough. So we got 2 chocolate rice cakes, we got 10 grams of peanut butter on each rice cake for 20 total, and 1 banana cut up on top. This is gonna be the pre-workout meal I pretty much have every single day. Honestly, whether I work out or not, typically I always have it before my workout if I'm working out, but I only work out 4 or 5 days a week. So on the other days, I honestly just have them as a quick little snack. The biggest thing, it's only, let's see, yeah, it's a little after 8, it's 8:04. And I'm already at 4,700 steps. I've done some work, answered some emails, made some reels, drafted some content to come up. So I just love honestly waking up and being able to go right to work. That is one of the perks of doing what I do. I do work a lot, but at the same time, I have the ability to get right into it and space out my time, right? So I just work for about let's say an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I get to go to the gym for about an hour and a half, come back and continue to work. And I have the ability to do that in the evening as well. So as much as work from home is very convenient, it's also my brain never turns off. It's I should work until Katie comes home. She's like, Jack, chill out, eat dinner with me, let's go for a walk, and then relax. Outside that, I'm working pretty much all day, every day. And if you include the gym as part of my job, I guess that's literally all day. But love what I do, and that's the great part. I wake up excited to get after it each and every day. But yeah, that's a pre-workout meal. Like I said, we're gonna head into the gym. I'm just gonna put that back down over here. And we've got back and shoulders workout. I'll kind of talk to you guys before we head in the gym. Probably do another edit just because I know this time they have a lot of group training on one half of the gym, and the actual open gym that I go to or that I'm a part of, the group training gym has a lot of music going. So typically I can't really film and talk at the same time. So we'll do an edit and then break down the 90-day transformation shred series updates, all that kind of good stuff afterwards, and a physique check as well. See you then. Made it to the gym. And as far as the workout goes, I'll pop it up over here. It is a back and shoulders workout. I think it's 6 exercises in total, right? So we have the vertical pull with the weighted pull-up, machine shoulder press. Then we've got the T-bar row, lateral raise, and then I think high row and rear delts. I'm thinking about maybe trimming either the high row or the rear delts. I don't feel like I actually need both of those. I think one or the other would be more than enough. Kind of debating between the two. I feel like I'll probably keep the rear delt fly on the pec deck and get rid of the high row. I feel like at that point, I've done 2 really heavy back exercises, 2 heavy shoulder exercises. Just want to hit the rear delts in both those movements. It's kind of like a rear delt biased row and then a rear delt fly. So I think I'm going to go ahead and probably trim the fat here just because honestly,
I want to kind of do less. Like I want to spend as little time to maximize my results in the gym. I am going 4 or 5 days a week. I've still been playing around with going to like a 4-day upper lower split. Right now, I do like going to the gym. I like it having it as a part of my routine almost. So I do like going 5 days because I just like the routine of getting here, getting moving, working out my body on a daily basis. But on the other days, I could still walk, I could work out. Or not work out, I could run. And exciting news, I think Katie and I might be getting a puppy towards the end of the summer. So that'll be also some time like, oh yeah, I want definitely my more time back along with work and things like that too. So we did have a monster on the way here, white monster. And yes, it does have all those little chemicals that people complain about. But I will say, I do not drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't dip. I don't use any tobacco products. I don't have any vape. So unless you're someone who doesn't drink alcohol, doesn't vape, doesn't use any tobacco products, I think we're gonna be okay, right? Like one of these every once in a while. I almost didn't have any energy drinks for probably 2 years, basically since my prep. So having one of those, I don't know, or a couple of those a week is not the end of the world, and I'm not too worried about it. I think picking your, I don't say vice, because I don't think like energy drinks are a vice, but it's something that I really enjoy. It helps me get, you guys can tell right now, I got good energy, caffeine, tastes amazing, and it's only 10 calories too. You guys can see that right there, 10 calories, 0 added sugar too, which is a big thing. But having those, Frescas, Diet Cokes, things like that, consider I don't really do anything else in terms of, I guess, like, bad things as far as like tobacco or alcohol or weed or anything like that. Not that weed's bad, but yeah, we're gonna head in. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, we'll get this workout done, have an edit for you guys, physique check, and we'll come back outside afterwards and go over Happy Scale, the 90-day shred updates, all that kind of good stuff. So, see you then.
Holding on to a feeling so strong.
that is a wrap on the workout. Felt really good. Like I talked about, I actually did go ahead and cut out the upper chest supported high row, went ahead and just did the T-bar row and the rear delts as far as the back. 5 exercises, 2 sets each, in and out. I think it took me like 50 minutes, but I will include like a warm up and a cool down. So, I mean, maybe like an hour 05, something like that, but I could get in and out if I needed to in probably 45 minutes, which is great, exactly where I want to be. And we'll go ahead and talk first about the 90-day shred. So as I mentioned before, 43 days in, and let me go ahead and pull up Happy Scale, just take a couple photos here, but we'll start with a logbook. And the big thing here, I'll throw it up over here on the side, is that I had a major weight spike on Monday. So as you guys will see, technically my week rate is in the red, and as in a bad way, my weight technically has gone up for the last 3 days. Big thing there is I didn't weigh myself Saturday or Sunday morning because we're up in Cleveland visiting Katie's family, and Sunday night we came back home around 8:30 p.m., which I normally have my last meal around 6:37, so already eating about an hour and a half later than I normally do. We didn't really have much food all day because we had breakfast with her family. I think I had like a protein shake before we left. I had some beef jerky on the road, so I had a lot of calories left. It was actually my social refeed too. So I had a very big meal. We got chicken pad thai and a bunch of seasoned vegetables, or steamed vegetables, but there's a lot of sodium in that, right? If you've ever had chicken pad thai, it is very, very carb heavy and sodium heavy. So I woke up 5 pounds up from when I left on Friday, which most people look at like, oh my God, I gained so much weight. What the hell happened? My progress is ruined. But I know that there's a reason why our weight spikes. 99% of the time, it's simply just water weight, right? But this time it's probably water weight because of all the sodium I had, also food waste, and I woke up a little bit earlier than I normally do, around 5:30 rather than 6 or 6:30, because I wanted to get my day started. I want to get back to work because I don't really do much work over the weekend. So as you guys will see right there, I went from 166.4 to 171.4 in just 2 or 3 days. And I know I stayed on track Friday and Saturday because I tracked, and Sunday was my refeed, a little bit higher calories, but all of those calories at the back half of the day, right before I went to bed, extremely high carb, extremely high sodium meal, and that's why I woke up so heavy. But I got back on track. I think I had probably 8 of these water bottles on Monday, absolutely hammered water, hammered my steps, got about 18,000 steps. My weight came right back down to 167.0 on Tuesday, and as of today, a new time all low weigh-in, for this cut at least, at 165.2. And what does that tell me? I did not gain fat from one single meal on Sunday night, even though the scale went up 5 pounds the next day. It was simply water weight and food waste. Since I tracked my calories, I knew what I was actually consuming. I knew I was in a deficit. I got back on track on Monday and already see a new low weigh-ins. I will say my average is still technically up at 167.6, but I'm going to stay on track. I've got obviously Wednesday today, Thursday, Friday. I'm actually leaving again this weekend, but I'll be staying on track as well, just with one social refeed. So biggest thing there is don't let one weight fluctuation throw you off. Don't let it discourage you. If you can look at your process-based goals and know that you're checking boxes in terms of, hey, I'm getting my steps in, I'm staying hydrated, getting my workouts in, hit my protein and calorie goals, you can be confident that the scale is not going to tell the whole story. I still look leaner. And those the physique check I just did, I feel like I look amazing, the best I ever have. And yet 2 days ago, I weighed at the heaviest I've been almost since I started this fat loss phase. So big thing there is if you have the statistics, the plan, and the data, then one weigh-in doesn't throw you off because you know what's actually happening. So yeah, just once again, like it happens to me, it happens to everybody. The big weight spikes, the swings, and this is 5 pounds. A lot of times it's just 2 or 3, and maybe sometimes just 1. But big weight swings happen like that, but it's always, can you get back on track? And that's exactly what I did, and that's why I have the new low weigh-in today, right? The scale does not lie. It is the ultimate. It tells you, are you on track? What are you doing? And of course, the fluctuations happen along the way, but we don't care about outliers. We care about trend lines. So then we head over to the actual graph itself, and we can see like I had a major spike at the end of this month because I went to 171. I've not weighed above 171 this entire month. It's been 30 days. I had a big weight spike, but also you can see 2 days later, I had a new low weigh-in. So we can kind of see the ups and downs, but overall, we're still down. New all-time low weigh-in today, 165.2. Overall versus last month, down 3.4 pounds. I will say that's on average, so it should be a little bit more than that just because of the weight spike is going to throw that off. Trend line, 0.5 pounds per week, once again thrown off by that big weight spike at the end of the month. And then overall 2.2 pounds down in 30 days. all that's kind of being thrown off by the weight spike, because in general, like I'm definitely down probably closer to 5 pounds in total from this past month. So feeling really good. Like I said, looking really good. My goal is probably get to about 160, and my guess is that'll probably happen around the end of May. So timeline wise, if I was I'm not gonna do it for 90 days. I'll do like maybe like a reverse diet or something, but I'll probably hit that 160-ish goal by the end of May, since I'm gonna be pretty locked in. Don't really have any major like vacations. Have a couple weekend trips in here, but I can manage those. I'm at this point in my life, I'm really good at able to manage those in terms of calories, protein, stay active, which is great. It does take some time to learn that system, but once you have it in, you don't have to be scared of going away for weekends or traveling and things like that. Like I honestly used to be, and now I know how to manage those things and still stay on track with my goals. But yeah, that's going to be Happy Scale, the update. Still, like I mentioned, doing 4 to 5 workouts per week. When I do travel on the weekends, probably only doing 4 workouts, but we were able to work out with Katie's mom and her brother and brother's girlfriend on Saturday, so a little more of like a HIIT style workout. It's not my traditional weightlifting, but that was fun. And yeah, just feeling really good overall. Just sticking to the plan, right? Just that's all it takes. Find a good plan that works, stick with it. When you have a plateau, you can make adjustments. I have a whole video about plateaus coming out, probably trying to think, probably a couple days after this one. Maybe this might go up on Monday, that'll go up on Thursday, something like that. But overall, I think a big thing that will go kind of transition from my kind of personal 90-day shred into a little more of a car talk here. Biggest thing there is to raise your standard. Let me make sure everything's plugged in, because sometimes I'll record and it won't even record, or won't even get the audio. But the biggest thing is to raise your standards. If you're not where you want to be, whether it be in relationships, in business, in fitness, obviously I'll talk about fitness here in a second because that's the main part of the channel, raise your standards. And what I mean by that is, what is our standard? Like, what is the bare minimum or default habits on a weekly and or daily basis that we can do, right? So my standard right now for fitness is 12,000 steps on average per week, right? Some days might be slightly lower, like we sat in a car for 4 hours on Sunday. I think I still got 12,000, but 12,000 step average every single week, making sure that I'm hitting at least 160 grams of protein a day, no matter what, and making sure I get at least 4 workouts in per week. Those are my standards. And no matter what kind of schedule I have, no matter what my mood is, I will hit those standards. And a big thing there is you can slowly raise those up over time, right? You don't need to be where I am right now. Maybe you're at 7,000 steps a day. Maybe you're at 3 workouts per week. Maybe you're at 120 grams of protein. Whatever that might be, we need to make sure our standards match the level of success that we want, right? In business, okay, you don't want to go to work today, or don't want to work overtime or go to that client meeting. Well, you better, because your standards are high for yourself. You have certain goals you want to hit in the business. You have to go, even if the schedule's crazy, even if you are tired and exhausted and don't want to go. Same thing with health and fitness, right? If you only do things when you want to, you're going to look like someone who only does things when they want to, right? So raise your standard and have your standard above your schedule, which I'll explain here in a second, and your standard above your mood. The first part of that is your standard above your schedule. Like I said, no matter what, no matter if I'm traveling, if I'm flying, driving, going away for weekends, those standards stay the same. I will find a way to get 4 workouts in, no matter what, even if it's hotel gyms, banded workouts, finding a local gym, buying a day pass, whatever it is, I will get 4 workouts in per week, no matter what. Number 2, I will get my 12,000 steps. Even that means waking up at 4 a.m. to walk. Oh, sorry, I spit a little bit. Even that means that getting up at like 4:30 a.m. to walk a little bit before a long drive, like if I go to Charleston. For the most part, though, I mean, if you're in an airport, you can walk around for 2 hours while you wait for your flight, get there early, check your bags, whatever it is. But I have standards, so I will never go below 10,000 steps a day unless I am forced to and like physically can't do something, right? Like when I had my hernia surgery, obviously that's an exception. And then number 3 is my protein goal, right? I will never go under, I would say probably 150, 160 grams. I kind of let myself fluctuate, but like I'm always well above that, but I will never let myself go below that, right? Because I can have 2 scoops of protein, get 60 grams right there. I can have maybe a couple egg whites, 1 pound of ground beef or 1 pound of meat, and immediately raise that kind of protein goal up to 150 grams, no matter what, right? Those are staples. I can always find a protein shake on the go. I can find some protein bars, beef jerky, Greek yogurts, cottage cheese, whatever it needs to be. I have my standards above my schedule. And that's no matter how busy I am, no matter how much travel I'm doing, no matter what family events I got going on, relationship stuff, like friends, social events. Those are my standards, and that's why I look and feel a certain way I do, because my standards are above my schedule. And the second half of that was my standards are above my mood. No matter how much I don't want to work out, no matter how much, and it happens, trust me, it does happen, I don't want to hit leg day, or I don't want to get my steps in, I'd rather sleep in. I have certain standards, like I just talked about, my steps, my workouts, my nutrition, that I will always hit. I will never let my mood dictate my standards. My standards are set, my mood will fluctuate, but that's real discipline, right? It's doing what we want to or need to do in terms of our our standards, even if we have, let's say, low motivation or don't want to do it, right? So what's the right way to say that? Doing what we know we need to do to achieve a goal, no matter how we feel about doing it. Right? That is discipline. That is where true results come from. And that's where you get the kind of, I would say, next level physique, next level business, relationship, whatever it is. So standards above your schedule and standards above your mood. Those are major, major keys in terms of kind of like turning that corner and getting that next level physique. Turning that corner and getting to that next level standard that you want to have for yourself, your health, and your fitness, all that kind of good stuff. And of course, there's all kinds of caveats, but this channel is not about caveats. This is about kind of like just raw, authentic, like, I don't know, post-workout chats about what I think really works and what I found to work with working with over 500 guys at this point in coaching, and of course for myself too, to maintain a nice lean physique. And also long-term, I'll say this and I'll end it. Long term, my plan is to get lean and stay lean. I have never done that in the past. It's always been bulk and cut cycles. So my plan is to get lean, get to around 160, and then hover between, I would say, 160 to 170 for the rest of the year and probably indefinitely. I have no plan to bulk or like kind of try to add a ton of muscle or hit like any like major strength PRs. My goal is to get to a point where I really love how I look, really love how I feel, enjoy training, maybe dabble in some running, some sprints, probably not high rocks or anything like that, but like get lean and stay lean. Never go above one. Well, maybe I'll eventually go over 170, but like I don't want to ever feel like I can't take my shirt off with confidence or get lethargic. Like right now I feel amazing. So for me, my range is probably 160 to 170. That might even turn into like 162 to 167. We'll kind of see, but my goal is to get lean and stay lean. So yeah, I'll go home. I'm gonna make some food. I'll show you guys that meal and yeah, and then a whole bunch of work. So let's get to it.
And here is our post-workout meal. We've got about half a cup of egg whites, 3 whole eggs. We've got some bell pepper, some chicken sausage, and some cheese on top. Normally I do have a cup of spinach, but unfortunately ran out of spinach, so I need to go to the grocery store. But just whip this up real quick and didn't want to go in between. Well, I didn't know I was out of it until I got home. We got some strawberries over here, pre-cut. Won't be eating this whole thing, probably maybe half of it, about 250 grams. And that's gonna be the post-workout meal. I've been kind of starting to add a little bit higher protein, more voluminous things. So really trying to take advantage of, really try to take advantage of as many fruits and vegetables as possible on the diet as I get a little bit lower in calories, a little bit lower in body fat, really taking advantage of the high volume foods, low calorie, and of course subbing out some of the whole eggs for egg whites, increasing the protein and also the volume, but still having some whole eggs in there for the healthy fats. But yeah, that is our post-workout meal. We're gonna go to eat this, watch Good Mythical Morning, and then get back to work. Time for our midday protein shake. We've got this bad boy right here. Already been drinking a little bit. It is 1 frozen banana. It is about half a tablespoon of peanut butter. I think I measure out about 20 grams. And then, I know I measure about 20 grams, 1 cup of almond milk, and then 2 scoops of protein. Protein going in this bad boy is, of course, you guys know, Transparent Labs, 2 scoops of their grass-fed isolate. You can see their whey protein isolate because it's 28 grams per serving right there. Oh, also, that's funny enough, you guys actually helped me remind myself to take my creatine because I always take the creatine with the protein shake, not in the protein shake because this is their, looks like pineapple flavor. This is actually a really good flavor, might be my go-to. It's been blue raspberry for so long. I think I've been liking the pineapple a little bit, but I need to grab my water real quick to take that. So we got our protein shake. Literally 60 grams of protein, that bad boy, between the protein, a little bit of peanut butter, and the almond milk. I need my water. So yeah, just doing a whole bunch of check-ins in here. You guys can see the lab working, doing a lot of check-ins, content creation, editing, all that kind of good stuff, all the behind the scenes work. And then also, I cannot recommend this enough. Please, if you haven't already, please get a walking pad standing desk combination. So this little guy actually lets me raise my desk up and down. I actually one at the bottom because I'm sitting right now, but it allows you to raise your desk up and down. It is a game changer for steps. Like you guys can see, let me see, I think I'm already at 10,000 steps for the day at around 2:30 p.m. because I've been utilizing this. Like when I'm editing videos, when I'm answering emails, writing content, I can walk on the walking pad, right? I still sit down for most meetings, I sit down for check-ins, but if I can, I am hopping on that walking pad and doing anything else I can as far as emails, content research, watching videos, editing videos, all that kind of good stuff. But the one thing I came in here for was my water, so we can take our creatine. Basically about to head back just and do some more check-ins and work. So yeah, I mean, pretty basic. I mean, I basically consider myself like a desk job at this point. I do have some flexibility, but I do set a desk for the vast majority of the day. So if you have the ability to do, please, I cannot, if there's like A couple of things I recommend every single person get, if you can, is a standing desk and walking pad. That combination is absolutely elite. Making sure you have a fully stocked fridge of high protein foods, and well, that's not really a tool, but it's a standing desk, walking pad, good pair of shoes, and an 8 sleep. Those are gonna be like by far and away what I recommend every single person gets. They're just absolute game changers. The 8 sleep, I can talk about that all day, but essentially it's a mattress pad that heats and cools your bed to temperature regulate your sleep. It is the greatest thing in the world. The fact that Katie also sees the value in it and understands like how nice it is huge, because she's, I don't say picky, but she's like, you don't need a cold plunge, it's so expensive. Or you don't need a walking pad, just go walk outside. But she's like, oh, that 8 sleep, I have to have. So that's amazing. But yeah, gonna go ahead, finish up that protein shake, take our creatine, get back to work, and I'll see you guys probably just at dinner. Time has come for dinner. Very simple. As you guys know, we're going with a taco bowl. Or if you guys don't know, taco bowl every night. So we got some ground beef, beans, a little bit of cheese, lettuce, a whole bunch of salsa. Looks like Katie's got a feast over there. A little salad, ravioli, and is that the herb, like marinated chicken from Trader Joe's? So that's me wrap on the day. I'm probably gonna have some blueberries and a kiwi after this for dessert, a little bit of fruit, and then finish up my steps. Let's see, we're sitting at, I think, just around 11,000. 10,900 steps, so go for a post-dinner digestion walk, then back to the computer, finish up some work, and then watch episode Ted Lasso and go to bed. So see you guys next time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Peace.